Hi guys, Bobby Gass here. This is a Goose Lake concert I had set up to go to in 1970. 1970 was a pretty good year for concerts, all over the place. Local ones they had here. They had the Beggars Banquet concerts. There was supposed to be six of them. There was only three. The Train Festival, they made a movie about that one. There was, the Maple Leaf Gardens gigs and the New Year's gigs. There was concerts and stuff all over the place. Scarborough Fair that year too. But I set up this guy who was hanging around me all the time. It was kind of like a Mutt and Jeff thing. He had a big Lincoln Continental, and he wanted to go to do the concert thing. He was 2 years younger than me and was hanging around. And I was a speeder then. And I thought to myself, I wouldn't mind going out there. That wouldn't be too bad. Could sleep in the car, no problem. So, yeah, shit, what the hell, right? It won't cost us that much money. Just gas money going down there, and it was pretty cheap in them days, only about 33 cents a gallon or something. Anyhow, he invited a buddy of his that was, without asking me, that was a real clown goof. I didn't like the guy at all. And so I wasn't liking the idea going down with this other guy, but I wasn't saying too much about it. I mean, this other kid, he wanted to go real bad, the guy who owned the Lincoln Continental. And then I was telling my brother about the gig, and then he wanted to go with with another guy. And it's not up to me to say yes or no. I don't own the vehicle, right? So he asked the guy who owned the vehicle. I won't mention no names. Everybody's still alive. And he says, yeah. So 2 days before the gig, I find out about another concert that's happening not too far from here, and I decide not to go to this Goose Lake. I'm going to the other one. So I canceled the Goose Lake trip, and those four guys went. And I'll show you a little excerpt from the concert they went to. Goose Lake is out by Detroit someplace. They said, my brother said they had a great time. And he says, what, you hung around with them two clowns for the whole 3 days? He says, no, we ditched them as soon as we got there. I says, you're kidding. I says, how'd you get back? And he says, well, believe it or not, the last day we run into them again and everything was peachy keen. But I'll show you this and after I do this. But instead of going to this concert, I went to another one. I went to Strawberry Fields. This is the one I went to, the Strawberry Fields gig up at Mossport Motor Speedway. I got a ride with a buddy. I hitchhiked up there. Didn't hitchhike. I got a ride with a buddy up there. And a lot of the same bands that played the one that my kid brother Teddy was at in the States and Goose Lake, a lot of the same bands played this gig too, right? I guess they'd play a day down there and then come up here. It was the same weekend. I mean, I know 10 years after, and Jethro Tull played the same too, and I think Mountain too. But reason I went really was I never seen Leonard Cohen, and he was supposed to show up, and Led Zeppelin was supposed to be there too. I mean, I seen him the year before that, right? But want to see Led Zeppelin as many times as possible, but they didn't show. But I mean, Procol Harum was at this gig, Jose Feliciano, 10 years after, Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. I'm reading this. I couldn't remember. I did a lot of drugs in them days. Grand Funk Railroad, the Youngbloods, Jethro Tull, Melanie, Hog Heaven, Freedom Express, Lee Ashford. That's Toronto. A lot of these will be local, eh? Fat, James Ambrose, Mountain was there, Cactus. Actually, Ron, I forget his Hog Ear Vinyl or something. He asked me if I ever seen Cactus. Shrinks was played there. Crowbar featuring King Biscuit Boy. I ought to do a video about that. seeing them guys in the back of a schoolyard one time. Christ, I don't even think they had a record. Luke and the Apostles at Lighthouse. Alice Cooper, he loved Toronto. He played all the time. Sly and the Family Stone, Papa Gray. There was a lot of, you know, it was a pretty good gig. They were all great gigs back in the 70s, eh? I remember when I was leaving it, you know, the gig, somewhere I had left a suede leather coat. I had lost it someplace. You know, you're sleeping on the ground and all of that, and you're stoned, and I left it someplace, and I lost it. But when I was leaving, I couldn't find anybody I knew. You know, it was a big crowd and all of that. And I just was cracking the people that were leaving. Anybody going to Toronto? Can I get a ride? And second person I asked is, well, where in Toronto you going? I says, any bus stop, any TTC stop, any streetcar stop, subway stop, any one of those things that I can get home from there. And, you know, and I got the ride. So anyhow, here's what they were going through in the States listening to over there. I'll play you a little bit of that right now for you. Hey,
it's good that we can all get together. Now, we're going to play one more song. We got some people backstage. One old boy plays a twanger, a juice harp. We got some harmonica players. We got lots of clappers and singers and all that stuff. So everybody in the back, get out here. Come on. All right. Boy, don't come running in a stampede. Well, a lot more y'all fessed up to doing this. Come on up here and beat a can or something, Ben. Everybody that plays, get up here. We're going to do something. Anybody that plays gets on the stage. This is the old funky thing in G.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Baby,
Van Winkle and friends.